Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you back to another episode of F It Friday, and this week we are going into a fighting game of sorts. This may seem familiar or look a little bit familiar, but we are playing Fighter's History on the Super Nintendo. Believe it or not, at one point I actually did own the cartridge to this game. This was given to me by a old relative of mine's, no longer part of the family, but that talking like marriage and like an in-law, an old in-law or something like that. But I did have the card for this, but then I had fell some hard times. Ended up selling the first time around my whole copy and all that. But we're just gonna go into the CPU battle here. So that's my little bit of history with Fighter's History here, and you can see here we have 9 characters we can play as. Looks very similar here. Let's go ahead and pick this guy here. I think his name was Mizoguchi. Mizoguchi versus Ryoko. Created by Data East in 1994. It was actually released in the arcades in 1993. I do believe, and this was a popular cabinet in the arcade, at least especially in Japan as well. I think it was like top 30 of cabinets that were sold for that year or something like that, or high ranking in a game like that. But you may see that there might be some characters and there might be some moves and strikes that you see here that bear some resemblance to a different series altogether that was around this time as well, a certain street fighting, if you will. But we're going to get into that in just a second here. But Mizoguchi, this is basically a classic fighter. You got 2 rounds to a match. If, got your special moves, your inputs. Oh my god, that did a lot of fucking damage. Yeah, so you got your Hadoukens, you have your suplexes and all that stuff, but yeah, let's just going through Mizoguchi real quick here. Jesus, man, I don't know how in the hell that's doing so much damage. Gotcha. Okay, that was close.
Mizoguchi wins!
The background screen does look a little bit like the whole versus thing from Street Fighter 2 as well. Failing. And ladies and gentlemen, this is considered your Chun-Li clone of the game here. Yeah, there are some characters that are just flat out supposed to be like pretty much other characters from like the Street Fighter series. Capcom USA would actually sue Data East for likeness, for infringement of likeness and stuff like that, because some of the fighters basically, it looked a lot like Street Fighter 2. It kind of played like Street Fighter 2. You saw like with some of the moves there. Although not all the moves are the same, obviously, because you can't just flat out copy Street Fighter 2. But basically, Data East and Capcom had their day in court. Data East was trying to prove on the grounds that basically that they had a karate fighter game from 1984 that has allowed for the reasonings as to why some of the characters, why they look how they look, and some of the gameplay mechanics and all that stuff. So Capcom sued, thinking it was like, nah, this is trying to be like Street Fighter, all that crap. Data East was like, no, actually, we actually developed a fighting game before Street Fighter came along, so that's our defense. But Capcom ultimately lost that suit just based on what's known as the scene d'affaire or something like that. Basically that, it's just like, look, it's a fighting game, shit's gonna look some stuff like that, so it's gonna happen. It's part of the game. I think I'll find the definition of that and put it up on screen, but I think it's like scene d'affaire or something like that. But yeah, Capcom actually lost a lawsuit on that, so luckily for Data East, nothing was going crazy with that. Here we are fighting Mastorius here. And there are 2 in the home port here. You can play as the 2 boss characters, which is known as Karnov, which I believe Legend of Karnov or something like that. Also made by Data East 2 as well. I think that was his own separate game on the NES, if I'm not mistaken. Or a Karnov game was its own separate thing, but I think they were related to Data East. But from there, yeah, you can play as Karnov here in the Super Nintendo version, and also as a secondary boss character known as Clown, but you need a code for that. So Uh, for right now, beautiful. Oh, side suplex. I believe this is your Zangief, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Mizuguchi is supposed to be the Ryu of the game, the Ryu Ken sort of deal.
Mizoguchi wins!
Yay!
Samke! Round 1, fight!
Versus Samche. I believe he's supposed to be. Well, I'm not sure what he's supposed to be. He does kind of remind me of Adon, but I don't think Street Fighter Alpha was out at this time, or at least not home consoles. I think it may have been part of the of the arcade scene at the time. I'm not 100% sure. I gotta remember when that came out. But despite the fact that this was essentially kind of sort of Street Fighter clone, this game actually plays really well. The controls really responsive. I mean, you can pull off special moves no problem, like how in other fighters, where it was like it would be a pain, or how you would have those, how it would have, or for example, Tough Enough on the Nintendo Switch Online. If you got the Switch on that one, I tried playing that one. That one is a fighter, and that one fucking sucks. I'll probably show it off one day, but god dang, that game sucks. But this one here, no problems. I actually enjoyed my time with this, and when I had it growing up. So Data East, you know, Joe and Mac, creators of Joe and Mac, Data East has put out some pretty good games. Burger Time, anybody remember Burger Time? You know, arcade, and like hell, it was even released recently on the Nintendo Switch Game Boy portion of it, Burger Time Deluxe. So if you haven't checked that out, I mean, you know, some really good games. Data East is a really damn good game company. Probably may not be up there with like the Capcoms and, you know, all the Capcoms. Well, no, I can't say Konami because they're not doing anything, but like with the Nintendos and all that stuff. But Data East has its own nice little library of games, some real hidden gems if you know what you're looking for. Probably, I recommend giving them a shot. And I do believe this game is played competitively as well. So it's just like maybe not as popular as like some other games, but I've seen some tournament play with this one. You can see on the characters, and you probably saw this in previous rounds as well, where certain body parts or certain pieces of clothing start to flash and stuff like that. It's basically their armor, and you can break that off if they get hit enough times, or if they block enough, they would break off. I think up to the point where it's like you can't. Ooh, you flash kicking me? Yeah, flash kick by Matlock. There we go. You heard that? Sure you can. That's what it sounded like to me anyways. Mizoguchi. It's a Mizoguchi. Damn, his face is all fucked up. This is Jean.
Round 1, fight!
Okay, here's your narcissist. I do believe Jean was supposed to be based off of Vega, if I'm not mistaken. Claw for the international viewers. Gotcha. Took a shot from your projectile, but you ate my projectile in the end, and you know that's what's really important.
Round 2, fight!
Fight. Beautiful. Ah, so his Koryuken is a reverse dragon punch. It's like Fei Long's Oh, nice air throw. Very nice, Jean. I think he says Koryuken.
Mizoguchi.
Not Shoryuken, but Koryuken. Damn, he's fucked up. His eyes all bloody and shot.
Lee.
Lee. I don't know his name. Lee. That's his name. It's Lee. Keith Lee.
Round one, fight.
No. I don't know what Keith Lee would probably be like in this game. For those that follow wrestling, at least. Speaking of which, I do want to get that new AEW wrestling game. That looks fun as shit, I won't lie. But that won't be out till the end of the month.
Mizoguchi wins. Round two, fight.
Ooh, start the match off with a grab to Lee. Damn it, ruined my perfect. If you hear that rumbling outside, it is about to thunderstorm up in here, so yeah. Never send a boy to do a man's job. Damn. I might as well cut back there a little bit, Mizoguchi. I'm telling. Oh shit, mirror battle.
Round one, fight.
I am the one in red. The computer is green, Mizoguchi. It's just, I don't know why. It's like the way I just. Got him. Did y'all hear that boom?
Mizoguchi wins.
Haven't had a thunderstorm out this way in a minute.
Round two, fight.
Ah. Okay, let me try jumping one more time. Oh, you broke the. Ooh. Gotcha. Sorry, I went silent there for a second. I was just like, don't kill me. Don't kill me.
Mizoguchi wins.
Yay! I do believe there's a couple of more other characters left. I think one or two. I think before we hit the bosses. One before we hit the main bosses of the game.
Ray.
Yep, we have one more, then it's off to the boss fights. So in this one, you have 9 original fighters. I think plus you have the 2 boss characters. So for a total of 11 characters total.
Round one, fight.
And Ray from the USA. At least that's what I believe it's supposed to be. That looks like the Lincoln Memorial a little bit. Ooh, nice shot there with... Oh, okay. Very nice. Chip damage did the trick on that one.
Mizoguchi wins.
He wins!
Round two, fight.
Very nice. Another throw. Ooh, somehow that... I wonder if that move has iframes.
Mizoguchi wins.
That's because that looks like as if that should have hit him. So it's probably like a 2-frame startup.
Clown.
Boss number 1, known as Clown. It's time to stop clowning around and get this shit going.
One fight.
Very nice. Perfect on Clown for round 1. Very nice.
Mizoguchi wins.
No perfect bonus.
Round 2 fight.
Or at least that didn't seem like a perfect bonus. Okay, you know what, Clown? Ooh, that's... Ooh, he's really not fucking around this round. Uh-oh. Dizzy. Ah, he did the rolling thunder. Rolling ball.
Mizoguchi loses.
Loses. I think it's the first round I ever lost.
Round 3 fight.
Uh-oh. I keep trying to do the fucking Shoryuken in the correct motion, but it's just like it won't. I keep forgetting it's the reverse. Come on. Gotcha. Right in the dick. Ooh, that was a rough one. The big bad himself.
Round 1 fight.
Ooh. Man, some damage output he got. Fucking shit, man. Gotcha, Karnov. And took off your headdress. I don't know what that's called. But if you would still have vitality, that would have been a dizzy.
Round 2 fight.
Ooh. You just cheap him out like that. Oh, really? Okay. Kick to your shin will do it.
Mizoguchi wins.
And thank you for playing Fire's History. You are getting better. This, I think, was at the normal difficulty. It's basically the base difficulty as it was when I started this. So, thank you for playing Fire's History. You are getting better. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to show off for you guys, and just hope you guys had a good time with this. And I think, you know, if you want to give this a shot, check it out on the Nintendo Switch Online service. It's pretty much where you're going to find it nowadays, other than getting an actual copy of the game itself. But when we come back next week for some more when we return to the channel next week for more Slash Claw Gaming, we are starting off the summertime, folks, and we're going to start off with another RPG with Paper Mario on Nintendo 64. Until then, do like to thank you guys for watching. Hope you have yourselves a fantabulous day. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Good night.